Yeah, yeah. So put up your questions first, like at least for the next 10 minutes. Let me know your questions till now, whatever you have, and then we'll see whether we can continue with the discussion topic, or like we'll discuss some interview questions. Is there? Okay, Ashok and Yatish, do you have any questions? We will ask after this weekend, okay? As of now, no. Okay, let us not delay our things. Yeah, we'll do one thing.
Yeah, we have not prepared for the questions, set of questions. So,
Okay.
if you,
So let me put up a question here. And I want to see what will be your solution. I have two Excel files. Employee data. First Excel file I have created beginning with some initial employees. And later I missed out that file that is not available with me, and I have created one more file with employee data, whoever is working in my organization by the time I created the file. Okay. And now I got my previous file, and now I want to consolidate both the files and to have any duplication. Okay. Here the difference, data difference between these Excel 1 and Excel 2. Let me write Excel 1. Here the data difference between Excel 1 and Excel 2 is don't have any data related to people who left the organization before we created the Excel. So just read out the scenario. Then let me know what you understood from this. Ashok, did you remember something here? I think this was the question which they asked you then when you attended.
yeah. 1 minute, Path.
Yeah. So first understand this scenario.
I have created one more file with employee data. Whoever is working in my organization is what basically mention my why, right? So it's a
In an organization, say an organization, it doesn't matter.
okay.
Because what I am saying is, see, I am maintaining an Excel file. Forget about all the applications. Of course, you'll be having HRMS applications and all these things, but just assume that you are maintaining all the employee details in an Excel. Okay. When they join, you are maintaining it, and when they are exiting, you are writing their date of exit as well. But this file was missing for some reason. So what I had done is, like, I created one more file with all the employee details, whoever is there in that organization by that time. Why I haven't the missing is, like, whoever is exited, right? I don't have the complete details of them, so I didn't mention those employee details. And later I got this, and any new joinee is coming, and all these new people will be in this Excel too. Now I need to consolidate these two with both exited employees and the new employees, and also the people who joined, the details whom we have in Excel 1 may also have in Excel 2, right? This scenario is possible, right? Let us put up the solution. Yeah. So now I want to consolidate these files. How can we do that? Can we do that?
By using
Yeah, first we can remove the duplicates based on employee ID.
Removing the duplicates based on employee ID based on one column, can we remove the duplicates?
Okay.
So here, what are the different possible ways to have the solution? First, let us think in this way. Scenario 1. All the columns and column names are same. That is one possible scenario. And the scenario 2 is there is an additional column in Excel 1 where we don't have Excel 2. Scenario 3, we have all the columns. Column names are same and data might be. See, when I say date of exit, right, that column can have in the Excel 2 and Excel 1 as well. But in Excel 2, we may not specify the date of exit numbers, right, values. That is also possible. So, like, it is, one second, that is also possible. Also possible, right? The data might be different. In that case, you cannot use the remove duplicates. So there will be of 3 scenarios, right? And we need to think of all these 3 scenarios, and we need to give the solution for that. Columns and column names and the data. So in case of scenario 1, right, read the data from both the files merge the data table and use remove duplicates so that all the common data will be deleted and you'll be having unique rows. That is one. Right here, read the data from both the tables, both files, and use join data table and have inner join on employee ID. That is scenario 2. Same applicable here because we are going with join. And let us try to build some flow to, around this to get a clear understanding. Okay. So did you got the scenario question what I'm asking? So the interview questions will be only in this way only, like scenario, purely scenario based questions. Activities everyone can answer. The problem is with scenario based. So let me go ahead and create an Excel file here. Instead of files, right, I will maintain different sheets. Employee ID, name, not putting much things here. Empty now. I'll put it as new data. Let us go to the old data. I don't want to have the whole data. I'll just have only one data here. This one. This is my old data. And here I can have the date of exit as 19. Plus data I want to have here also. So we have seen, right, there is a discrepancy in the data. Like some data is available and some data is not available, right? We'll create a new sheet, consolidated data, and we'll try to put everything there, right? These two are common in both the sheets, correct? These two are available only in this sheet. Wherever we have exit, all the data we have only in this sheet. These three are only in this sheet. So let us build something. Find data table will work in both the scenarios. That is the one advantage we have. Let me take to the old data. Take it old data. I'm not sure whether the joint data table will work or not. We need to see. Almost all the development I do is like based on trial and error, guys. Everyone will do in the same way. We'll be thinking that everyone knows everything, but no one knows anything. It is purely trial and error. Okay, we'll join with the employee ID. We'll use the join data table activity. We'll go to the join wizard and we'll give the DT old data, DT new data, control K, DT consolidated data. The column 1, table, which column you want to have, employee ID in both the tables. So here we'll first go with the inner join, or we'll go with the full join. Let us go and see with the full join. No, first let us go with the inner, and then based on that we will go for full in case if the inner is not working. We'll use right range. Consolidated data, and we'll use add headers. Let us run this flow and see. So inner join is giving you the common with the different column numbers, column names, right? So what we will do is we'll go for a full join, and even my answer is not correct. So we got all the data, but the problem is it is not under the same column names. These are the common we have. So we need to have this data here instead of having it here, right? So even my join is also not working. And then what I will do is I'll try with merge. Here my source is dt new data and the destination is dt old data. So all my new data will be appended into the old data. And let us write the dt old data in the consolidated data underscore 1. I want to have one more sheet to see how the merge data table is working for me. Here I got all the data. Okay, but the problem here is there is a repeatance of data, right? So I don't want to have any repeatance. Let me delete these two sheets. Before we write, we use remove duplicates with the old data. Now run the flow. Still I have this. Though we are using remove duplicates. 1 second. Do I have any properties here? Yeah. Output table also. Output table I will go into the consolidated. And the same I am going to write in the Excel. Let us see. I'll just remove the sheet underscore 1 so that now it will be into the actual sheet. Run the file. Let us come here. Now I don't have any duplicate data. So we merged the data and then we use the remove duplicates. Now we got the unique data. And I want to have all this data in employee order from low number to the high number. Okay. Delete this. And let us see how it is going to give me, whether it is going to work or not. So here we want to sort it, right? Sort. The keywords, we just need to use keywords. PT consolidated data. In the properties, the output will be DT consolidated only. I want to have in the same. And the column name, employee ID, ascending, is low to high. Let us run the flow. See, now it is in the order of employee ID. So now the solution for this, irrespective of these scenarios, in all these scenarios, the solution is read data from both the files, use merge data table activity to append the data from Excel 1 to Excel to data, remove duplicates, post activity to remove the duplicate values, write the data to new Excel. This sorting, we are just like I have an additional requirement to sort it. So sorting is like to sort your data table based on one column. And merging of the data table is like to add one table of data into the another table data. And let us suppose how this merging is going to happen in case if I have one more column here. Right? See, I'm saying that my source is new data and the destination is old, which means this data will be appended here. Okay. Let us do one thing. Old data. I'll put column here, old data. This namesake I'm giving, new data. So there is a column difference here. How it is going to happen now? Are you going to get this or no? Let us delete this and run the flow. Sorted data. We got both the columns, which means like even if the columns are different also we are getting it. Now let us put one more question here. Difference between join data table and merge data table. So what is the difference? You have seen both the activities functioning, right? So what is the difference between these two?
Join will add the columns. Merge will add the rows.
Join will add the columns. Merge will add the rows. Can we put the same statement in a different way? Join is horizontal and merge is vertical. Why I am saying in this way is when you say adding the columns, yes, it is true. You will be adding the columns, and here also you are adding. You are getting all the columns, right, in both the tables. So let us put in more clearest way. This statement is correct, but the explanation should be a bit different. Let us put this in this way. Join table will join both the tables based on matching column condition. You see, right? We can say common column. So based on that matching, the join data table will combine the row values and add the columns. And in case if both the tables are having any common column, then will add additional column by suffixing one. Agree with this statement? Yeah, it is adding the columns only. And the row data will depend on type of join. Left join will have all the rows from left table and matching rows of right table. Inner join will have all the common rows of both the tables. Fill join will have all the row data from both the tables. Merge table all the column names from both the tables will be taken into consideration. Common column name will not be repeated. There we are repeating with the suffixing of _1. All the row data will be appended next to the destination table from source table. See, if you see here, right, you have all the columns. See, that's the reason which, like, I added old data in one sheet and new data in one sheet. We have this, and if you see, right, after this we are getting this data. Okay, so merge will work in this way. Where is this DB consolidated data? Remove duplicates didn't work because the columns, we got new additional columns, but it is an empty data. It should remove the duplicates. So we'll see that. So now let me delete this. Okay, let us first understand the difference. Okay, let me delete this. What I will do is I'll use the join data table now. Join wizard will give the employee ID. Equal to. So this condition will be common, and my table 1 is DT old data, and this is DT new data. So in all the scenarios, this is common for me. Okay, and here I'll create DT inner data. So I'm putting it as inner join. I'll just copy this and I'll paste 2 times. And here I'll just simply change from inner to left, and the output is DT left data, which means my left join. And in this, I'll just change it to full. That's full data. So I have 3 joins and 1 merge component. So let me just copy this. So forget about the first one. Now here it is. left join dt left data. Here it is inner join. dt inner. Full join. dt full join data. Let us run this and let us compare merge, left join, inner join, and full join, how the things are happening. Let's open this. See, here I have all the columns and the row data. I got everything. Let us go to the left join. You see the left join, right? One second. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me delete this. Because the merge, right? I'm merging it to the old table. So old table will have all the data. So what I need to do is I need to move this all the way down. Because the data is getting overwritten. Let us run this flow. If we go to the consolidated data, we have all the rows got appended. Left join, if you see, right, I have all the tables of old data and the common from the right new data. Inner join, common in both the tables. Full join, I have all the data. So you got the difference between all this. So are we clear? So let me do one thing. I have this data. I want to add few more rows. For that, we have, let me take only the old data. We will not take any new data. Let us do all the operations here itself. Old data. So I want to update for employee ID 119. I want to update the date of exit as today's date. Okay. The old data and write it back into the old data. How can we do that? So we have taken old data. Each row data table will be old data. Here we can have an if condition. Current row of employee ID equal to 119. So if you remember, Akash, you asked me a question, why we are converting it to the string. In comparison operators, if you are comparing it with the string, then this will not be considered as a string. This will be an object. And let me write a log message here. Current row of employee ID. This will work. for the log message. But the comparison operator, it should be always of same data types. Got lost. The validation is gone. Now I want to update the last working day, right? Date of exit. So I want to update the date of exit. So how we can do is, we can use an assign activity here. Row of employee ID. So the date of exit. We just need to give this column row of this column name in this particular row, and I want to assign 23-May-2023. The data will be updated back, and once this is done, I'll use the write range activity. Old data. So we are just updating, assigning the value for this particular column, and we are writing it back. Let us run this flow. On 1/9, the date is updated. Let me delete this. Update. Right. Okay. You can use this activity here instead of writing in this way. What we can do is, we can just take this column name and just put that column name here. The row is nothing but the current row, and the value can be this. Previously, we used to write in this assign activity, but later the new versions we got this activity, so we are using this. Even this will work. Okay. Let me run this flow. One second. Okay. The problem what happened is, we didn't check this add headers. So when we are writing the data back, it didn't add that columns. Let this insert. Now let us open this. So we got this. Okay. So this is how we will be using different activities based on our requirement. And let us do one thing. Explore row item. Add data row, data column, remove data column, add data column. Okay. And also, this is one task. See, I want you guys to explore the activities. I don't want to explain you the activities. The reason is, if I explain you each and every activity, and in case if any new activity comes into the picture in future when you are working, you will wait for someone to explain you. So you just try to explore this. Go through the documentation, do not go through the YouTube. Go through the documentation of these activities. That you will find documentation. Here you have the activities. Where is that? Activities. So developer. No, not this one. View all. Data table, database, data table, data table, data table, data table. Where is this data table? So here under this system, you have data table activities. If you go to add data column, read these properties. Try to understand what actually it is saying and try it out. Okay. So once, let me know your comfortness in exploring these 4 activities. And I want everyone to explain me what you understood about each activity. Okay. And the second task, to update the row item, right? We are looping through each row. Through each row to update an value of row. This will be easy when we have lesser number of rows. If you have larger data set, can we do this in better way? So you need to what you need to do is you need to identify a different way to update other than this looping. So these two are the tasks which needs to be done. And remember, guys, it is fine. At least do something. See, for second one, I don't want the solution to be developed. I just want you guys to explore and let me know what you understood. And for this one, for sure, it needs to be done. And this one, what you found in Google or you have forum.uipath.com. Search in all these areas. Okay. I want to see how your Google search is there, because the best developer is now other than the best Google searcher. If you want to be a good developer, then you should know how to do the Google search. Clear, guys? Guys? Yeah. So I'll upload this recording.